So I'm Jewish, and I want to give some context on how Zionism is marketed and sold to American Jews because it's really so insidious. If you're Jewish, you're more than likely being told from a young age that Israel is the only place on earth Jews can be safe. You're not secure where you are, but simultaneously that it's always under attack. And this is definitely contradictory, but serves really to justify an overwhelming use of force because, they're just, it's unfortunate, but it's just what has to be done so Jews can be safe anywhere. You're also really encouraged to visit Israel. If you're young, you can actually go for free on what's called a birthright trip. I never went, but based off what people I know have told me, you're with a guide the whole time, and it's very propaganda heavy. Actually, hearing it be called a birthright trip and being very pressured to go was one of the first things that made me question Zionism, because nobody in my recorded line of ancestors was born in Israel. Why is it called whose birth? The only history I was given about Israel when I was young is this is where Jews are from and this is where we went to be safe after the Holocaust. There was nothing told to me about the previous inhabitants of that land, about Palestine. When I was older, when I was in high school and I started asking my own questions, I was told that this land was sold to Israel, and I sort of had to really tooth and nail get it out of the guy I was talking to that it was the British that sold it, because he was very much trying to make it seem like the people that were living there willingly gave it over. The only context I was given for the conflict is they're terrorists and they hate us because they're Jewish. No other motive or reason was mentioned to me, only anti-Semitism. If you're gay, like I am, it's also very pushed that this is the only place in the Middle East you can be gay and you need to support it because they support you. I did visit Israel when I was younger with my family, and on one hand, it was nice to be somewhere that felt like it was centered around being Jewish instead of being Christian. But on the other hand, I also started noticing things like how heavily militarized everything was, and more importantly, the insane amounts of casual racism I overheard from almost everybody. People there really talked about Palestinians like they were subhuman, and especially since it was sold to me as this kind of enlightened liberal paradise, it really woke me up. Because all the Jewish people around you have been being told the same thing since birth, it really isolates you from your community. I am not the victim in this conflict at all, but it is very hard to find a synagogue or any kind of Jewish group that is not only pro-Israel, but will be viciously cruel to you for even questioning Zionism. You will be called self-hating, you will be called a traitor to your own people. People will imply that you would have helped the Nazis during the Holocaust. All this bloodshed and cruelty is sold to you as for your safety, for your protection, and how dare you question it? How dare you be ungrateful for what we do to keep you safe? And it's so sad all around.